Okay, so today I'm going to talk about your emotions. So I want you to think back to your most recent feelings of joy, anger, sorrow, or happiness. So what kind of emotions did it bring you? 最近有怎么样的情绪反应呢？ So this is the magic of music. We are going to talk about the emotion resonance. 讨论一下情绪共鸣. So I will show you these two pieces. After listening, how did you feel about those two pieces? Did you feel relaxed or did you feel anxious? So the first piece is called Beethoven Symphony No. 5, 命运交响曲, and the second piece is Bach Goldberg Variations, 巴哈的郭德堡变奏曲. Okay, so the first piece was composed by Beethoven. He is a German. He was born in Bonn in Germany. And this piece is one of Beethoven's 9 symphonies, and it's the most famous one. Alongside was Eroica, 英雄, Fate, 命运, Pastoral, 田园, and Choral, 合唱交响曲. So Beethoven was suffered from severe ear disease. So he was almost deaf in his late years. 到晚年几乎是全聋. So the opening four notes represent fate as knocking at the door. Dun, 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 dun. So the short, long, those four notes are symbolize the fate is knocking at the door of Beethoven. And this piece was composed between 1807 and 1808 when Beethoven was about 30 years old. So the Symphony No. 5, when he was composing this piece, he was troubled by serious ear problem, 耳机的困扰. So Beethoven lived during the time of the French Revolution and Napoleon's sweep across Europe. 好，他当时是历经了法国大革命，还有拿破仑风潮席卷欧洲。He had originally supported Napoleon, but after Napoleon proclaimed 宣称 himself as an emperor in 1804, 拿破仑称帝之后呢 Beethoven became very, very disappointed in him, and he even tore up the dedication to the Eroica Symphony. You know, originally the Eroica Symphony was dedicated to Napoleon. Eroica means 英雄，所以他这个是要献给拿破仑。But he get angry when he knows that Napoleon would become the emperor. He was very, very disappointed. So during the composition period, the cannons from the French attack on Vienna further damage his hearing. 那当时就是有这个法国进攻维也纳的大炮，更严重的影响他的听力。So this is comments on Beethoven. Beethoven once told a doctor, "I will challenge my fate." So this shows that he will not give up. So this is different periods of Beethoven. So let's move to piece number 2. Before we start, I'm going to talk about the myth of Bach Goldberg Variations. 郭德堡变奏曲的迷思. People always said that if you listen to Goldberg Variations, it could improve the insomnia. Is it true or not? Okay, so indeed, there was a count, 伯爵 who suffered from insomnia, 失眠. So he hoped that Bach could compose a piece to help him sleep well, and then he asked his pupil, Bach 的学生呢 Goldberg, to perform it. And if it could truly relieve his insomnia, so he would give Bach a golden cup that filled with gold coins. 如果真的可以改善失眠，他就会送给巴哈呢有满满金币的这个金杯。So that's have the reality check. 我们来打脸一下。So there's no historical record of this, and Bach never received a golden cup. Besides, Goldberg was only 14 years old during the time. 哈，郭德堡当时才14岁。You know, this piece is really, really hard. It would suggest a chance that you should maybe wait until you or like 20 years old or maybe older, you could perform this piece well. But as for the 14 years old student, no, it's impossible to do this. Okay. So Bach's Goldberg variation, it was composed in 1741 when Bach was already 56 years old. It was originally written for harpsichord. So in the class, I will ask the student to find a picture of harpsichord for me. 找一个大键琴的照片。So it is said to have been commissioned by Count Kaiserling, who was suffering from insomnia and hoping that Bach could compose a piece to help him sleep well. 好，所以他是受一个凯撒林伯爵的委托啊，因为他呢就是深深的受到失眠的困扰，希望Bach可以写一首曲子，改善他的失眠。And Goldberg, who is Goldberg? He was Count Kaiser's harpsichord teacher. Also, he was Bach's student. So whenever the Count had trouble sleeping, he will ask Goldberg to play the harpsichord in his bedroom, which is why the piece was named after his name. Okay? So the structure is 30 variations with continuous repetition. 这个是一个变奏曲的形式。So the entire performance is less over than 1 hour, 超过1个小时。Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the types of relaxing music. So you could try those different kinds of music. For example, listen to the bird sounds, ocean, stream, fall sounds, or play on gong or singing bowls, or some classical music. Most of the classical music has the feature of like regular and like simple music. Okay. As for the exotic music, you try African, jazz, tango, or folk music. And pop music, like light music and movie theme song. Okay. So I will ask the student to write on Zuvio. So what kind of the piece they will make you feel relaxed or healing? So just write down the song or genre that will also let you feel very uncomfortable. So one piece that you would recommend you would like to listen to and the other ones you don't like. Okay, so it could be instrumental, pop music, classical music, or even rock music. So you could search for YouTube or KKBox or Spotify. Okay. So this is music suggestions for different times of time. We have 5 sections. So early birds, it recommends you to listen to some strong, cheering music to energizing. And busy bees, like rock music, electronic hit song for high energy, release stress or frustration. Last, the lazy zombies, like lyrical, soothing music. Night riders, like hit songs and joyful pop music. Dream chasers, like BGM, slow and relaxing tune. Okay. So let's make music manual for yourself. So for morning, you could try some natural sounds like bird sound. You can breathe in some oxygen. In the afternoon, you could try lyrical or movie songs. And evening, maybe relaxed music such as jazz music. As for the midnight, you could try low frequency music, nocturne, or even lullaby. Okay, so I will show you those 4 musics and you need to tell me what is it appropriate to listen to? Is it in the morning, afternoon, evening, or before sleep? Okay, so we got those 4 music. And we want to introduce the John Field Nocturne first. So he is an Irish composer, also the pioneer of the nocturne form, 首创这个夜曲的形式。And Chopin was his student, so he was deeply influenced by him. So it is usually a short piece in ternary form. So ternary form, it means it has A, B, A. So in the middle section, it's more exciting, so it's a little bit contrasting section. And it is full of romantic elements with a beautiful melody and clear harmony. So it is also featured bass and chord accompaniment. And it was suitable as background music for evening meditations. And next we're going to talk about Ling. So her real name is Wang Liling. She is an MS singer from Taichung. She got the nickname Born to Sing Diva and Queen of the Movie Theme Song. 她是个天生歌姬，也非常擅长唱那个电影的主题曲。So her voice is very magnetic and full of richness. In 2006, she released her first album, 失恋无罪, and she was specialized in Chinese lyrical song and light rock. 擅长的就是中文抒情跟轻摇滚。And she also played the second female lead in the musical 爱上卡门. And in 2023, her album Link won the Golden Melody Award for Best Chinese Female Singer, 得到了最佳华语歌曲的女歌手奖。Okay. So next, I'm going to introduce the Summertime. So it was composed by George Gershwin in 1935. So the most famous aria in this opera is the Summertime, also translated as 乞丐与荡妇 Porgy and Bess, 就这个翻作是中文翻作是乞丐与荡妇。So it was adapted from a novel named Porgy, written by Edwin de Boos Hayward and his wife. So it was sung by African-American singer, which is a bold choice at that time. 非裔美国人来担任歌手. So it also adds some blue and jazz elements. So the Summertime described Black life in South Carolina. The first musical was all Black cast. So it describes the story of a slut, 荡妇呢 Beth, and 3 different men. So there are 3 different men. The first one is a bad bully. The second one is a beggar, Porgy, 乞丐. The third one is a pretty face, pretty boy, 小白脸. So the black beggar, Porgy, helped Beth, a woman who lived with a drug dealer, get out of the trouble. 好，那最后是有第2位那个乞丐Porgy 他就顺利的协助了这位荡妇 Beth. So the Summertime described a woman felt pity for herself, 我觉得自怨自艾 and carry a baby in her arms. Okay, so this is a worksheet. So you need to make your own music menu, okay? Right, so I'm going to switch to another PowerPoint. Here we are. So the chapter 2 is music in life. And for this chapter, we will have our worksheet number 1 called the 4 Season Comics. So the secret of literature and music. So there's an Italian Baroque musician called Vivaldi. He was born in Venice, Italy, and was worked at St. Mark Basilica at the age of 28. 28岁呢，就在这个圣马可教堂去担任教职。So because of his red hair, he was known as a red hair priest. 就被称为红发神父. He got another title, Father of the Concerto, because he composed many concertos. So his father, this is his background. So his father is a violinist and a barber in the church. 爸爸是教堂的提琴手跟理发师。At the age of 25, he shaved his head, 剃头 and served as a priest for 2 years. But he got poor health conditions. He suffered from asthma and coughing. 有一些健康的疾病 so that's why he got fired. Because you could imagine that during the solemn mass, everyone was praying. Only the priest who was keep coughing. So that's why the church, they cannot tolerate this situation. And then he got fired. And he also violated church's rules. So his career began to decline. In 1741, he died in poverty in Vienna. 对，维也纳过世. As he had no relatives in Vienna, so he was buried in the hospital cemetery, aka a mass grave. So he died at the age of 63. 那客死异乡啦，在维也纳，所以最后就被葬在这个乱葬岗里面。So let's talk about Venice. So Venice in the 17th century was a city of sex with a large population of prostitutes. 好，那是因为是一个色情泛滥的都市，娼妓人口特别多。So there's an institution called Pieta Orphanage. They often adopt orphans and hire some outstanding musicians to teach those poor kids some music lessons. So to please his sponsors, that's why Vivaldi had to write many new pieces, new music every week. And he needed to help training those young girls how to play those pieces. 来帮忙训练这些年轻的女孩，好，这些孤儿呢，去演奏这些音乐。So he wrote very quick. It is said that someone asked him to write a concerto and hand down in 3 days. But 3 days later, Vivaldi had already finished 10 concertos and asked him to choose one. So this proves that he wrote music very quickly. 好，写曲子的速度非常非常快。Also, he is an excellent violinist. Bach was influenced by Vivaldi. 那他也是一个杰出的小提琴家。So let's talk about the Baroque musical environment during the time. So Venice is a water city of the Baroque period in the 18th century. So the port was crowded with those sailors and foreign merchants. 挤满了很多商人跟水手. There are countless castrato operas and singers performing every day. 好，那都会有无数的阉人歌手演唱。At the time, women could not take the boats, so the boat was only full of men. So when they get off the boat, they would go to the club or go to the pub. So there are many, many prostitutes in Venice during the time. So what is castrato? So castrato is a male singer, but they have castrated before puberty. 就是他们会变声前做手术 so their voice will not get deeper. And they have those high and powerful and flexible singing ability, just like a soprano. 好像男生的声音就像女高音的声音。So the castrato is very popular in 17th to 18th century, especially in Italy. So because women are not allowed to sing in the church, so they are hoping maybe those castrato can sing the soprano part in the church. Okay. So the famous castrato is Ferrielli. You can see the picture in the right side. Also, Handel and Vivaldi wrote many pieces for castrato. But nowadays, we don't have any castrato now. It's illegal. 现在没有阉人歌手。So Pieta Orphanage, so many private children was born and eventually they became orphans and went to the orphanages. So there's a special orphanage called Pieta. So it is also one of the 4 largest orphanages in Venice. So in the orphanage, boys will learn some crafts, girls will learn some music. So girls with outstanding musical talents, they can enter the talented class and have the opportunity to be proposed by rich guys. Okay. Last one, last part, we have some gossip time. We are going to talk about the love story of Vivaldi. You know, he was single. As a priest, he never married, but he hung out with the girls all the time. You know, he worked in the orphanage. So he has an affair with one of his students called Anna Gyro. So he got criticism from the church, but he's always denied this relationship. But according to his diary, Anna always toured with Vivaldi, and Vivaldi even wrote many pieces for her. Okay? Okay, so now I'm going to stop here. Okay, so this is class number 2. Okay.